the plan to stay with Alex as starting quarterback? And if so, like, how much would be part of the plan to just kind of incrementally add things, or does he have more, as far as passing downfield, does he have more kind of in the complement that we just didn't see because it was his first game?
Yeah, definitely more that. Yeah, definitely Alex will be the starter again, and there's definitely more to his game and more things that we have complemented for him and for the offense. So, but I thought he did a good job, took care of the football for us, which was the number one thing we wanted, and was a great team player. Did all the things we asked him. Ran extremely hard when he asked him to. So, proud of him and proud of his performance.
How much can you just add on like a week-to-week basis now that he's kind of gotten his feet wet?
Yeah, it was good. Good to get that first experience as a starter and play, especially in a big-time game and great atmosphere like it was on Saturday. So, yeah, there's a good bit that we can add and things that we can do to complement the running game. And obviously the running game was successful, but want to be balanced. And, we've had years in the past where we've had those games like that we've had to win like that, and not afraid to win like that as long as we win. So we'll definitely just keep rolling.
We'll stay on the left with John.
What was Alex like in the first weeks of the season when, after he'd found out that he wasn't going to be the guy starting and working to continue to be ready?
He was the same Alex you saw on Saturday after the game, the same Alex that he always is, just uplifting others, great energy, great spirit, great person, learning, continuing to get better. He's been the same and steadfast and stayed the course.
On the right here, Charles.
Yeah, Will had the, big pick, obviously, and I also had the
Huge.
Yeah, I also had the one against Fresno State. Why is he
Huge.
such a special player, and why is he able to make those plays in crunch time?
I mean, first, better thank his mom and dad for the talent that he has and the man upstairs. But he's a tremendous worker, tremendous person, humble, just does it all the right way. And he studies the game. He's always in here watching film, always doing things to get a competitive advantage. And the kid he loves it. And it was crazy. Before that drive, Wink said, they keep testing him over there. He's going to bait him. He's going to pick one. And all of a sudden he's gone. I'm like, oh, dang, Wink, you predicted it. And dude just jumped the route, knew it was third down, knew one was going vertical, two was short, and just picked the route. It was just a great job by Will and great job by the defense.
On the right, Larry.
Sherrone, we can see in the seating chart NFL scouts at games who they are, what teams there are. Can you share with us what access they have when we're not here? Do they have full access to practice, workouts? Do they talk to guys, watch film? What can they do here? And how important is being a place that can be a springboard for recruits and current players to go to the NFL? How much important is that to the fabric of this program?
Yeah, the access they have, they can watch film, they can watch practice film, game film. They'll talk to our director of player personnel, Albert Karstien, and in relation to what the players are like on and off the field. They'll talk to the strength coaches, talk to the equipment staff. I'll have conversations with them, but then they'll watch practice and get a feel for how the guys are and how they practice and what they do. And there's certain days that we have them in, and that's the access that they get. And then there'll be a time as we go through the year that'll be done, and then we'll just continue to focus. But it's great for us, it's great for recruiting, but it's also just great for our kids, for them to see them. And there's definitely a motivation, an internal motivation as a player. It's just like when your family's watching or you're playing in a game, or you got those people, you look over there, you see those patches, you see the NFL logo, so you know you're always being watched. And we tell them, but now they always know, so it's huge for us.
On the right here, Ryan.
Not a lot of opportunities on Saturday, but how would you evaluate the pass pro from the O-line, the backs, and everyone?
Yeah, good. Just you got to continue to improve. Not a lot of opportunities. Ran the ball successfully and did what we need to do to win, but definitely improving, and we'll keep going.
On the left, Chris.
Coach, how do you allocate the reps knowing that Alex needs as many as possible, but then if you need to go to Davis, he still has to be ready?
Yeah, you got to, I don't know what the magic number is, whether it's 70-30, 60-40, but you definitely have plays that you want Alex to get and run past. There's things that you want him to get, you need him to get with certain receivers, certain people, certain tight ends to get the timing. So he'll get the majority of those, and then those guys will get them behind him.
And how has Davis handled being relegated to second?
Yeah, he's been just studying just how he was when he was the starter, so he's been great.
On the left there, Anthony.
Did you guys get any clarity on maybe the plan at center moving forward, and then just speak to the offensive line and run game in general?
Yeah, I mean, that defense is pretty good. 290 yards on the ground. I think we averaged like 6 yards a carry. So O-line definitely played their best game for sure. I think they averaged like 3 yards a run before contact, which is pretty good. So if you're blocking for 3 yards, it means you're probably going to get 4 or 5. And with Khalil back there, maybe 8. And Donovan averaged 5, so it's not like Donovan averaged 5 yards a carry on 14 carries. So besides, he beats himself about the fumble, and he'll learn from it and he'll never do it again. But he had a pretty good game too. So Khalil just had the game that he had. So thought those guys played well up front. Always looking to improve. It's not a finished product, but they are getting better, and that's the biggest thing you look for.
On the right here, Tony.
Yeah, Sherrone, it seemed like Saturday script was just the way you guys wanted it, right? Early lead, control the possession, and then sort of hang on from there. I guess, do you feel confident? I mean, ideally you start every game like that, and there's no problems, right? But I guess what happens if it's not a 2-touchdown league? Do you feel confident that this offense in this how it's constructed can win in a different style?
Yeah, I think our team, we feel confident that we want to just go win every game. You can script out how you want it to go, and you can try to plan out how you want it to go, but it's football. And we were up 14-3, and then they came back, and then we scored, and then they scored, and yeah, it's football. So we just got to attack every moment and be in the moment, and that's it.
And then just one more, if I could, on Donovan. The numbers were, like you were just alluding to, were pretty decent, and you can't take away the big run. But outside of that, 13 for 30-some, a fumble. It has been a slow start after kind of a slow year last year. Are you fully confident, or are you just kind of making sure he keeps his confidence?
I'm confident, Donovan.
In the front here, Dennis.
It's kind of the same line with the running backs. Is Mullings your starter now?
Yeah, we'll see. I think he earned the right to be in that conversation and talk about it and have those conversations with both of those guys. But those are things we'll talk about with them. Khalil played a heck of a game, and you can't deny the effect that he had on the game. So we'll just have those conversations as an offense.
Could you talk about what you like about Link at right tackle, what you've seen from him so far?
Yeah, steadily getting better. A young guy that's never started a game here and really never played that much. Last year he redshirted, so he played 4 games, and that was it. And continually getting better. Last week he got better. You saw the steps going forward. So the size, the talent that he has, he just needs to continue to keep that confidence going, and he will.
In the back there, Angelique.
Sherrone, what's Colston's status for Saturday?
Yeah, we'll see. Doing better, doing a lot better. Was close to playing last Saturday, but felt that doctors felt that it would be in the best interest that he not. So we're in a positive pass right now. So we'll see.
You talked about Khalil's effect on the game. Can you also speak to Mason and Max, the 2 M's, what they?
Yeah, start with Brady since we're on off. He's the ultimate thumper. He's the tone setter. He does it pregame, in the locker room, at practice. He's the only guy on defense, when he's bringing it. There have been some battles in the spring, him and Josiah going at it. It's like heavy hitters. We got the fall camp. I'm like, I don't want to see this too many times. These guys are going to knock each other's heads off. But just unbelievable. And then Mason, played his best game for sure. Was detailed, was powerful, was strong, and he looked dominant in there. So did Kenneth Grant, so did Derek Moore, and then obviously Josiah. Josiah was an absolute game wrecker. He was an absolute game wrecker. They had so much trouble blocking him, and whether it was speed, whether it was speed to power, whether it was inside move, he looked like a pain in the butt to block, and I'm glad I wasn't that left tackle, whoever that was. So those guys played unbelievable up front.
On the right there, just in front, Reiner.
Two questions. Just how much has it been a feeling out process for you with the personnel? So you guys, did lose 18 starters, I guess, and how much has it continued really into the season for you guys?
Same process it is every year. Every year, get asked what's the identity of the offense, and I say the same thing. As we go and as we play games, we'll develop that identity, and I think we're starting to.
And then as the separation with the receivers has been a constant theme, I guess people are, kind of discussing that. What's your feeling towards that? Do you think you see it improving over the course of the season? Or is it comes down to you guys scheming some of these guys open?
I guess we'll see. I think these guys have practiced their tails off, and I mean, I give an ultimate shout out to the receivers for the game it was. They could have easily been crying on the sideline, asking for this, asking for that. All they did was, what do I got to do to win? And that's all we're worried about. So those guys will get plays, and those guys will make plays as the season goes on.
On the right, Aaron?
You mentioned Alex getting his feet wet in his first start. What's the next step for him just in his development with the team?
Yeah, I think the continual confidence of being starting the second game. I think that's huge. There's nothing like experience and continuing to do it. And he's already a confident kid, but I think as you continue to progress and see that you can do it, you make those throws, you make those down the field throws, and do those things in practice, and then it leads to the game. Those will show up even more. So just ready for him to keep the confidence and keep the level of confidence up for him.
Back left, Zach?
With Max Bredesen, I mean, you knew who his brother was, and that he was a little smaller and a high school quarterback. When did you realize that he could be like this good of a run blocker as an H-back fullback?
Yeah, I mean, probably sometime, the past 2 years, he's obviously done it. Last year, he became kind of the guy he is now, and this summer, he kind of became a tone setter, and in training camp, the same spring ball. So you kind of figured that, especially in the spring, like this dude's got something different, and he's got a chance to not only be a great player here, but play at the next level, because there's not many guys that do what he does at the next level, so he'll have a chance to do that too.
And then that touchdown block, he's had a few touchdown blocks, but where did that one on Saturday rank among your favorites of his?
I mean, they're all really good, so you can talk about that one, you can talk about the one in the Rose Bowl. There's plenty, so it's up there. He's going to continue to do it, so I don't know, it'll be hard to rank them all.
On the right here, Charlie?
Sure, there's been some ups and some downs for Jair Hill through 4 games. So where have you seen him grow through these first few weeks, and how did that manifest on Saturday?
Man, he played a heck of a game on Saturday. He made a lot of nice plays, competitive hits in open field. So he's just climbing. And just the confidence, the learning, he's been on Will's coattails, just following him around, doing as he does with Rod, McCart, and him. It's just been good to see him just climb, and he practices that way. So to watch him embrace that and watch him extra time with meetings with Coach Morgan has been really cool. So he just keeps climbing.
On the right here, Noah?
Yeah, it seems like both Dom and Crippen got time on Saturday against center. Do you expect them to continue splitting time there, or is any one guy taking the lead kind of?
Yeah, I mean, both of them were in on touchdown drives and successful drives, and so we'll see as this week goes.
Andrew?
You mentioned Josiah. I guess, can you speak to how he's stepped into a bigger role this season and performed really well?
Yeah, I mean, last year he rotated obviously with Jalen Braden and 2 great players in their own right, but he just continues to be like just a tone setter. He's a great leader. He's so quiet but humble, works his tail off, extremely strong, and just does everything you want to be a leader and be a guy. And we had our captains voting. He was the next highest captain vote. So if one of those other guys weren't a captain, would have been Josiah. So that just tells you a guy that's transferred in from somewhere, been here for just a year and year and a half now, and the team looks at him as a leader, and he's an impact player. He's a game wrecker.
Got time for a few more. We'll start with Tony.
Sticking in that room, and I guess along that whole unit, they've been saying it was coming through 3 weeks, right? Mm-hmm. Obviously, last week really got after it. Is that the key to really unlocking this defense, that front four?
I mean, I think any defense, if you got a front four that can control a lot of scrimmage, you're going to be really good. So I guess I'd say yeah, but I think anything that we have, it's 11 is 1. But if we can control a line of scrimmage, we're going to be pretty good.
Reiner?
Yeah, after seeing Alex for 4 quarters, see him in a full game, I mean, did you come to the conclusion that he's the right quarterback for this specific team, this personnel package and everything else?
Yep.
And what was kind of the the feeling as the game progressed, and the feeling that why he was the right guy for this? I mean,
took care of the football and we won. Beat a really good team.
Chris?
Coach, one of the, I guess, few negatives on the defense is the passing plays. Is all that communication, and how do you fix that?
Yeah, the one that the guy was open was communication. We were under pressure, and the guys weren't covering the right guy, so that was one. And then the one half, we're playing a coverage where McCarry's supposed to go over the top a little faster, and he doesn't get there, and that was a big play. So there's just a couple things that we got to clean up, and it's not always a finished product, and the guys beat themselves up on it, but they need to make sure that they know they won the game, and they made a lot of great plays to help us win. The one that Branch breaks, he's a really good player, breaks the tackle, goes down gets tackled by Q, who hustles all the way down, and that just tells you the culture, the effort, because he tackles them down, and then they have to kick a field goal. So you can easily say, oh, that was a big play. Well, we tackled them at the 5 or whatever, and then all of a sudden they got to kick a field goal. That's game-changing. So those guys are showing you the effort and what the culture is all about.
Real quick one, kind of a weird one. Pro Football Focus. Do you pay attention to their rankings at all, and how do they?
No, I don't look at that. I got no time for that.
Last question there is on John.
Yeah, just thoughts on Minnesota.
Yeah. I mean, I think always Coach Fleck has a tough, physical, disciplined football team that they're going to play together. They're going to play team ball. They're going to play ball control offense. They're going to play smart defense. They're going to try to control the clock, do things to make you make mistakes. So we got to go out there and execute at a high level, be detailed. Last week you talked about fanatical detail in everything we do, and this week it'll be definitely just trying to check it, see if there's any complacency everywhere. And we can't have any complacency. We got to be urgent in everything we do, and that'll be the key for us for victory this week.